What is up, and welcome in to the Easy Smoke and the GM podcast. I'm your host, Ezra McCann, and I'm joined, as always, by my outstanding co-host. He's a Chicago Public League legend, Simeon. Legend, he's a Grambling State legend. He was all SWAC back in the day. He played second base for the Tigers, and he's now the head coach at Simeon. He's back home. It's Brandon Williams, a.k.a. Coach Smoke. We've got our GM. You can catch all his work at NBC Sports Chicago. He's the draft expert, NFL draft expert. He's Glenn Morgan. And we got a special guest today from Sports Zone Chicago, Shawn Sierra, outstanding podcast. I always check you out live on Facebook. But where else can we catch you?
Yeah, obviously Facebook, like you said, you can catch us on our YouTube channel, Sports Zone Chicago. You also can download our mobile app. We have a mobile app that you can just find in wherever you get your app from and download. And then we also have a Roku channel. So if you have a Roku TV in the house, you can download Sports Zone Chicago's tile and watch us on the big screen.
Yes, sir. That is Shawn Sierra. Thank you for joining us, man. We greatly appreciate it. And before we get started, I got to get you, man. I got to get you. My Hampton Pirates took down the Grambling State Tigers in week 1, 35-31 out in New Jersey.
There was a bet on that, wasn't it?
What was the bet? It was so long ago, man. I don't
remember.
So I'm gonna let him go.
It's convenient.
I'm gonna let him go.
I don't remember.
But then Pirates went wild. Grambling made it a game at the end, but the Pirates took care of business. We are 1-0, and moving on, we got Norfolk State next week. So shout out to the Hampton Pirates. Grambling, we'll catch you next time, man.
You got it. You still can't get it together over there.
You still can't win games, huh?
Man, you still can't win no games, man.
Hey, you know what? They did look better though. They look better than they did last season. So yeah, shout out to the Grambling State Tigers as well. But the biggest story on the sports landscape has got to be our guy. You know, we talked about him, too much last season, the last 2 seasons at Jackson State. Now he's at Colorado. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, going to TCU and upsetting the Horned Frogs. I gotta admit, I was shocked, and not I know Prime can coach, and he got some dogs over there, but with just all the turnover, I didn't think that they could go into TCU, last year's runner-up, NCAA runner-up, and get a dub like that. That was incredible.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, keep in mind, TCU, they did get spanked 65-7 or something like that when they played in the national championship game. So they ain't showed up in a while, but
they were there.
Yeah, true, they were there, and their program is established. And there wasn't as much turnover. They are solidified in terms of what Sonny Dykes wants them to do and how that program has been built the last few years since he's been there. So for Coach Prime to come in with all the turnaround and to accomplish what they accomplished is, in no short measure, astounding, because, and I've always said this, I believe continuity and consistency are keys to winning in football, in team sports. But in college, especially when you got young guys, I mean, there's enough attrition in college sports organically, naturally, but that dude, he was 86 or 87 players exchanged.
86 players, yeah.
Yeah, that is insane. Now, but that being said, some of that continuity was there because some of those guys, a good number of those guys came with Deion.
With him.
So right. So there was, familiarity with the system, familiarity with the players, and so forth. But again, to go on the road, to win a game like that, and with all of that on you, because Deion had been talking about it. He's been talking. He hasn't been quiet about it. And so,
did you expect anything less from Deion?
No, not at all. But for the young men to step up and to do it with the type of style and flair, charisma, and discipline, I think that's the thing that surprised a lot of people, that they didn't think Deion.
I think only 6 penalties, and that's a big statement as well. When you got all those 80-some guys in first year with the staff. Yeah. I also wanted to give it's kind of torn for me because TCU, that was a one hit wonder. All right, they're nowhere near the same team that was on the field last year in the BCS championship game. I don't want to take Deion shine, but the team that he played, it was like in the 98-99 Bulls. All right, yeah, they're defending champions, but they're kind of the shell of what they were the year prior. With that being said, I'm happy that I'm all for Deion. Believe me, I am. But I just wanted to let's take pump our brakes. They got Nebraska next. Okay, good. If they can do it a couple times, cool, good. Then I will. There's a lot that's positive, but then I will truly believe that they are there. All right, the fact that Shedeur threw for 510 yards, like, look, I don't know, that speaks volumes in itself, and what kind of defense they're playing. All right, because I think Shedeur is a good player. You put numbers up like that, that's puts you in the Heisman, and I don't know if he's there yet. He's talented, well, but you got to do it consistently. Timmy Smith was a one hit wonder as well. All right, and for those of you who don't know who Timmy Smith is, exactly, he's a running back who in the Super Bowl had 200 something crazy yards rushing with the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
Okay, back then they were called the Redskins. I don't want to get canceled by anybody. And it was a one-hit wonder. All right. I want to see Deion do it. I want to see not Deion. I want to see his team do it consistently. I'm praying for him. I'm pulling for him. I'm rooting for him. I want it. But again, it's one game. It's a very impressive game. Very impressive. But it's still one game. Believe me, I'm not hating. I love Deion. I love his attitude. I love his swag. I love everything about it. All right. The fact that he doesn't have C's on their jerseys. You see that, guys? He has
D and L.
Yeah.
Dogs.
Leaders and dogs. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. All right. I love it. And but then again, I'm just not ready to say, oh my God, he's the best coach in the history of college football. His teams are great. Let me get a couple more games and I'll be 100% in. I'm about 80% in now because I just want him to do well. But just I'm not all over, I'm not going crazy.
Technically, they had been doing it for a while. I don't think people are giving credit to the fact that even though they were doing it at HBC level, that they weren't doing it. I mean, they have been consistent. Shedeur has shown that he can play. And let's not act like HBCUs don't put out NFL talent. Now, I know the teams aren't as deep. I get all that. But it's not like, I think there's a lot of more disrespect goes HBCUs ways than is warranted. And I think that disrespect carried over into people's expectations, negative expectations, that they thought Deion would fall or the team would fall flat on his face, and not giving some credit to the fact that, no, these guys, they can play regardless of the level. And I know it's a lot of points, but TCU, it wasn't like, they only had 3 returners on offense to put up 42 points. Okay. So it's not like they're bereft of talent. So I believe that, and it's the Big 12. Well, let's not kid ourselves. The Big 12, it's like basketball. The points that they score. That's what they do. And so I think what happened, you're a 20-point underdog and you come in and you win outright on the road, your first game, but the turnaround they have, I think that does speak. And as you said earlier, Shawn, 6 penalties, that speaks volumes to the type of discipline that the team had. And they needed to have that type of discipline because they were probably this close away from not winning that game. And if they don't win that game, if Colorado doesn't win that game, then like Deion said, everybody's coming in saying what went wrong. And, the TCU beat you and, you couldn't handle it wasn't even like a major game. It was just the first game. You couldn't handle the lights, blah, blah, blah. So with that being said, and you said do it more than once, I firmly believe I saw Nebraska play Minnesota. I don't think Nebraska.
I watched that game Thursday night.
Yeah, I don't think Nebraska has a chance against Colorado.
No.
They're not going to be able to keep up at all. So even if their defense is decent, they're not going to be able to keep up. And then the game after that is Colorado State. I see 3-0 at this point. Now at Oregon, that's where I'm with you, Shawn. If you can, even if you don't win, but you show that you were close to winning Oregon, okay. Because Oregon is a top-ranked team, legitimately so, and they've got a Heisman candidate, who's going to be who was a Heisman finalist last year. Mm-hmm. They've got first rounders, they've got NFL first rounders on this squad, so we shall see. And that's when they being Colorado starts to enter that stretch because you go Oregon, then USC at home, at Arizona State, which, that could be 50-50 in terms of where Colorado, where we think they may or may not be. Then you got Stanford. I don't trust Stanford. That's a home game. And then at UCLA, then there's a home game against Oregon State. If they get through that stretch and at least, five, that's what, 6 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 6 games. If they're 3-3 after that, and if they start 3-0, now you're talking 6-3 team. And then you finish with Arizona, at Washington State, and at Utah. If you go 2-1, now you're looking at 8-4. If they're 8-4 after being 1-11 last year with the turnaround they have, that is an uber successful season. And you're talking like a decent bowl game.
Wait, if they went 6, I think it would before the TCU game, it would have been classified as a successful season.
Yeah.
Right.
But let's not forget don't forget this is one thing that, I was telling a friend of mine, there's no tape on them, right? There's no tape on them. All right. So it's very easy to come out when you don't know exactly, you obviously know the talent, the coordinator, but you don't know the talent and the chemistry. So they had a huge leg up on TCU. So now Nebraska is, Nebraska looked very, very mortal last week. All right, but they got tape. All right, and then the following week, then who they play week number 3?
Colorado State.
Colorado State.
Then you got 2 weeks of tape. All right, and as you all know, we're all human, and humans have patterns. All right, so it's going to be up to now defensive coordinators can get, and the further you go on in the season, the more and more tape you get. Say, okay, well now here's how we can stop Shedeur. Here's how we can try and stop Shedeur. Here's how we can try and stop Travis Hunter. All right, it's so again, I am not. I want Deion to win. Shit, I want him to go 11-0, 12-0. I'd love it. I love his swag. I love his attitude. I love his whole demeanor. I love what he's doing for the kids. I love it. But just, being realistic, like there's a couple of things. Everything fell perfect for him. Again, I'm happy for him. I'm not saying, well, yeah, it doesn't mean anything. No, there's just a lot of different factors from a football perspective that fell his way, and it worked out well. They took advantage of it. All right. TCU didn't give them the game. TCU didn't lose the game. All right. The Colorado won the game. So I'm not a Deion hater by any stretch. I just think it all worked out well for them, and if they can continue it, more power to them.
Yeah, I think depth going forward. If there's anything that my scrutiny lies in the depth of the team. I don't know how deep Colorado is. And as the season wears on, along with what you just said, and a great point about, teams getting tape on them, that along with how they did with the rigors of Power 5 and how deep they are, that's what we'll see. Because, there's no way in hell, I believe Travis Hunter can play the amount of snaps he did all season. It's just no way.
Why not? I went to Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts. All right. We had a guy named Gordy Lockbaum. Mm-hmm. Well, he was a few years older than me.
I remember Gordy Lockbaum.
Gordy Lockbaum. Okay. He was the first 1AA player to finish third in the Heisman until Steve McNair finished that high as well a few years later. Mm-hmm. All right. He went both ways. All right. He didn't come off the field. What
positions did he play?
He played cornerback and slot
running
receiver.
Back?
Cornerback and slot receiver.
So same positions, basically. Okay.
Yeah, for all intents and purposes. And punt returner, yes. He came off like maybe 5 plays just to get a blow, and that was it. But he was on the field. So, and as far as the conditioning, as far as advancements in technology and conditioning, he could do it. And here's the thing. He's probably not going to have to do it in 100-degree heat again.
Right.
So that's going to help him out a lot.
Well, Deion came out today and said that he's going to hold him back in practice. So he won't see the practice field until tomorrow for the first time since the game on Saturday. Yeah. So he's going to hold him back, and then hopefully that'll energize him.
Bro, he's 19, 20 years old, bro. He can recover in a heartbeat, dude. Yeah. Hey, you know the old saying, youth is wasted on the young. I remember them days, dog. I remember them days, and them days are long gone. But I do remember bouncing back was a son of a gun. It was quick. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Ain't even worry about it. He's young. He's full of life, full of energy. He'll be fine. They got him in the ice bath. I'm almost positive of that after the game.
Absolutely.
I just like to shock his legs, and he's fine, dude. He'll be fine. He may not have to play 100-something game. If you're winning big, because it was a close game, so they needed him. So if they're up big, Deion's like, you're out. You're out. We got to save you. So I don't know if he's going to have to play that way. But again, he's not going to have to play in, I don't know how many more 100-degree days he's going to have to play in games in. So, he's the kid, first of all, skinny as hell. I was like, man, dude, did you put a little meat on you, something? But that dude's
sinewy. We want to say sinewy, not skinny. Sinewy. He's a lot of sinew.
That mug is skinny as a mug. And the TV ad's 10 pounds too. I'm like, damn, dog.
So, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I think the good thing for Colorado is the conference that they're in.
Bingo.
I don't have a lot of faith in those defenses that they're going to go against. Now, the issue is, will they be able to outscore some of those offenses they're going against?
They're not in the Big 12 yet. They're still in the Pac-12.
The Pac-12. I mean, you mentioned USC. We know their defense is terrible.
Washington, Oregon got decent defenses.
But they don't play Washington. They don't play Washington.
They play Oregon State, and Oregon State's defense is no joke.
I don't think they're going undefeated. I don't think that at all. But I do think they're going to they're going to be flirting with 10 wins, I think.
Wow, really?
I'm not saying they're going to. I think they're going to be flirting with it because I don't think a lot of defenses in that conference will be able to stop them. I believe in those skill position players that they have. And what shocked me most about that game was the offensive line. That's what I thought was going to be good. That's what I thought was going to be the issue. That offense, Shador looked like he had all day back there.
Tom Brady time.
He had all day. So the 5'10", that offensive line did their job, man.
The defensive line.
Now that on that side
another
is
story.
But let's not forget again, it's I hate to play devil's advocate, but what kind of defensive line was the TCU have? Again, this ain't the same team that was in the championship game, because you're gonna be coming up against a hell of a lot better defensive lines as the season goes on. And you don't have to be a top 10 defense, but you're gonna start playing better, talented players, talented defenses. And so we'll see. I hope they're able to, as the season goes along, they're going to gain continuity, that offensive line. So hopefully they gel and that they can counteract or counterbalance better defensive lines, because as they go, the continuity they gain. I hope so, man. I hope so. But there's just a lot of, like I said, it's like a perfect storm.
It's a long season.
Yeah.
It's a long season.
It's crazy you say 10 wins, B, because I'm like 7, 8.
Hello, I said flirt.
Oh, flirt. Okay.
I flirt with. Not.
Like,
I'm not.
Hey, how you doing over there?
I'm not predicting.
I see you over there outside the club.
Yeah, I'm more so saying I wouldn't be shocked if they got to 10. I'm kind of more in the 7, 8 range as well, but I wouldn't be shocked if we saw 10 wins from them.
I'd be shocked if I saw 10.
I said 2 to start, so I can't say anything now.
Do you believe?
I
believe now.
Not this. I believed in Coach Prime, just not this season. I thought it was going to be,
it was going to take another
year 2, year 3, that they were going to, become the power that they could be. They're ranked 22nd in the country right now.
Yeah,
and that's a big jump.
At home against Nebraska, which used to be, I don't know if you guys remember, that used to be a rivalry.
Big rivalry.
Yeah. Cordell Stewart, Tommy Frazier, Scott Frost, all this.
That used to be the Friday after Thanksgiving game.
Yeah.
Colorado, Nebraska. So it's good to see that game back again. But yeah, it should be a fun season. And I put in my order for my week coming Colorado Buffalo sweatshirt. So it's
we coming. Hey, you can't wear that one. He said we ain't coming no more.
He said we here.
You gotta get the one that said I ain't hard to find. That's the one you gotta get now.
Yes, sir.
I ain't hard to find.
Yeah. Hey, let's move on. The NFL season starts this week as we record. We recorded what's this, Tuesday night. So season starts Thursday. Detroit and Kansas City, but you know what we're worried about here, the Chicago Bears. News today. This is before we get on the preview of the season. Nathan Peterman on the depth chart is number 2.
Number 2. Yeah.
All right.
Number
Now,
2 on the list.
This is the same guy that they cut
Bottom
last
2 in
week.
your heart.
They cut him last week and then brought him back and now put him at 2. What was the point of that?
Maybe the guy's a little dinged up and we don't know because he played well in the preseason.
Stop.
Badgett, not
Bagent.
Peterman.
Bagent.
Yeah.
Tyson Bagent.
Secret Bagent.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know because that's weird to me that he came.
No, Bagent's too young. They don't want the young guy backing him up. Is basically what they're saying.
So why'd they cut Peterman to begin with?
Because they knew nobody was going to claim. They knew he would just be out there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because that's what a lot of teams have done.
And they cut him so they can figure out who else they really need to have. So they picked up Feeney, and because keep in mind, remember, like Terrell Lewis had made the first.
Man,
he made it to Tuesday,
Yeah,
and then Wednesday they was like, "Yeah, no, sorry." Because keep in mind, the Bears being the worst team had first pick
at
by
number
waivers.
1 on the waivers, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so I think they let guys go who they felt like if they wanted them back, they could get them back if they need to. And then, Peterman was out there because he's been on about 5 or 6 NFL teams. Ain't nobody want him. So bringing him back and making him number 2 is because he's been in the league for a while. Basically your number 2 guy's job is to make sure number 1 guy is ready. And Bagent doesn't have any NFL experience. How's he going to make sure Justin's ready? He doesn't. He knows less than Justin. So Peterman, is in place because if they really wanted to keep a legit number 2, they would have kept possibly PJ because right. But they said no, too much. We can bring Peterman back. So he'll be out there, or somebody else will be out there. If Peterman's there, great, because he knows what we're doing. If not, we'll get somebody. Oh, Peterman's there. Okay, great. We can bring him back. At cost or whatever that is, we can elevate him to 2 halfway through the season, blah, blah, blah. But I bet you Bagent won't be on nobody's practice squad.
Oh, hell no. No way.
No, because they don't take that chance of him going away.
Exactly.
I'll tell you.
That's that.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. Oh, okay. I was going to say, he's not going to make anyone practice squad because he's definitely a number 2. By the end of the year, he'll be QB2. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the amount of passes this dude has. This dude had over 2,000 passes. Over 2,000 passes. 2,000 passes in 4 years. That's 500 passes a year for all the math challenge people. 500 passes a year at average. So when this guy comes in, and I love his confidence. I love his moxie. I don't feel any arrogance about him. I feel a lot of supreme confidence because he's passed 500 times a year. All right. How many situations are there going to come at? Is he going to be in that he's never been in before? None. It's just at a different level. He's not going to be in. He's going to be in a situation where he's backed up against his goal line. Okay, it's happened to him. He's going to be in the middle of the field. It's happened to him. He's going to be in the red zone. All right, with time running down in the half of the game, it's happened to him. He's been every single position, every situation you can imagine. With that amount of passes, there's nothing he hasn't seen. He just hasn't seen it at this level. So when you see his poise, his just like literally like Joe Cool. Joe Cool steps up in the pocket and just with just enough speed to get up, get out, keep his eyes downfield. The kid's a baller. By the end of the season, he'll be QB2, and then next year, I mean, he can help Justin. I think he can help Justin at the end of the season because he'll finally be caught up to the speed of the game and things like that. Get used to some coverages, maybe some disguises, things like that, because there's little different things in the NFL than he's facing at Division II. But he'll be an asset because just his experience is like nothing, no one else coming out of college.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you're right. Poise was the word I was wanting to use, and you hit it right on the head. He's got a lot of poise from all his experiences. I think more importantly down the stretch, like when you said, when he becomes more interwoven into the day to day and the week to week part of the game plans and stuff, I think he'll help out our defense because he'll actually be able to test our defense because he's pretty good with his accuracy. And he's pretty good at, placement, and he's athletic enough. He's not going to be, some of the other athletes at quarterback, but he'll be close enough that he's mobile enough to make them learn how to, contain and not, give up the outside, blah, blah, blah. So I think he'll help out our defenses down the stretch a lot more than, say, Peterman will, or,
That's
so
a great
going
call,
forward.
man. That's a great call.
Yeah. So yeah, man, that part, that's the good news. But the bad news is offensive line is still a little dubious there.
Yeah. One other thing, I think they need to run the ball more. I think that they really need to settle, because that'll slow down a pass rush in a heartbeat. All right. You really have to, the first play of the game. I took a screenshot of it right on the TV. Man, Buffalo had established the line of scrimmage 1 yard in the backfield.
Oh.
Come on, man. 1 yard. You can't do that. You just can't do that. You know what I mean? So if they start running the ball and they're able to start moving it, that's just going to help out a lot. It's going to help out a lot. I am concerned with the offensive line. I am concerned with the continuity, with the guard situations. I just am, because that's the shortest distance between 2 points, the straight line. And man, no quarterback wants to be pressured up front, up the middle. So it does concern me. It does concern me a little bit.
Well, everyone is healthy, right? Outside of Tevin Jenkins.
Tevin is out.
Is Nate really healthy?
Is Nate really healthy? Does he have personality issues?
Well,
there was some rumors about he didn't want to be. He
didn't
want to practice because
he practicing he had 2 padded practices, I think, before this week. So he should be, doing very well.
Okay.
On the health end.
What's with Cody Whitehair's hand? You know what I mean? Kramer got hurt too. The third string center. Like what's going on? Is Dieter Isaac? All these things.
Yeah, that interior of the offensive line is questionable, man. That's
your run game, man. That is your run game. Your 2 guards in your center. That's the run game. And if they're not in sync, which they're not right now, there is a lot of cause for concern.
What's your expectation for this season for the Bears?
Man, well, it's contingent on the offensive line, because if that offensive line gets held is above is average, all right, then I expect us to run the hell out of the ball. I expect people to punch people in the mouth. All right, we'll win some, we'll lose some, okay, but people know we're going to run the ball, and the more we run the ball, all right, you're going to have to creep that extra safety line. You're going to have to, all right, and once you do that. Are you not able to double team DJ Moore or shade a safety or bracket him? Because if you're not, now you're asking for trouble. And if you do, well, guess what? Now Chase Claypool and Darnell Mooney in contract years, here's where they step up and they eat. So I'm looking forward to a good year from Justin Fields, 3,500 yards, 20, 25 touchdowns. If he gets hot, maybe 30. All right, maybe 10, 12 picks. For another 500 to 700 yards on the ground as well. That's my expectations, but I just want to run. I still want us to be the number 1 rushing team without Justin being our leading rusher.
Being no guy.
Mm-hmm. You could be 3rd or 4th or 5th, but he'll probably be 2nd or 3rd.
So are you looking at a 10-7 season with that? Win some, lose some, or are you looking at more of an 8-7?
Really?
10-7, double digits. Yeah. There's some things that Justin's going to do that you just can't. I mean, we saw it, and people know.
That's true.
All right, people know, and this dude is amazing. So now, I mean, imagine if you're a spy. I mean, and you're stuck. All right, because now do you stay on Justin? All right, because if he hits DJ Moore, if you're a spy, if they got a spy on him, they can't be bracketing too many receivers. If you can't bracket DJ, you already saw what he did on the screen. You already saw what he did on that pass over the middle of the field last week. You already saw what he did. He spun out, did the little spinorama, and all of a sudden, how the hell did he get out of that and down the sideline for another 20 yards? That's a whole different beast when you got a legit number 1 receiver. I think those two, the meeting and the connecting of those two on this team is a match made in heaven. DJ Moore has not had a quarterback in the NFL like Justin Fields, and yet he still averaged 1,000 yards per season, 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. All right, 5,000 yards in 5 years. All right. Justin Fields has never had a wide receiver like this in the pros. He had a hell of a lot of them at Ohio State, but he ain't had this dude here. Now he's got that dude here. It's the perfect match for these guys. And now you can see why they're best friends. You can see why they rock. You see the chemistry, that you can feel the chemistry when they're at the podium, at the table. You just feel it. It's gonna be this is gonna be a really, really good season offensively. And if that offensive line can hold up, man, wow. He could hit that 30, maybe even 30 plus touchdowns passing if that offensive line holds up. But then again, that's a huge if right now.
Absolutely.
One thing that caught my eye in the preseason, and I'm like, a lot of people like, he's not throwing down the field. Now, we've talked a lot on this podcast about the screen game. Them screens has been to perfection. That's been the best thing we've saw. I mean, even after the pass to DJ Moore against Buffalo, then the screen to Foreman to get the first down, which I think he got. Is that when he got hit and they took him out the game after that?
Yeah.
That was a screen play. Like, I'm like, damn, our screen game has usually been trash. Like,
it's trash. Yes.
It's looking like, okay, this might be a big factor in our game.
That's that Luke Getsy effect.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean, because like I said, we've talked about this. We've been doing this over 100 episodes, and one thing we've said is our screen game has been trash, and a lot of that has had to do with our offensive line just being trash. But at least that was one positive I saw, as far as with the O-line getting out, getting in front of the blockers, and creating that wall downfield. So, yeah.
But also, you're still not going to show a lot. You're not going to show raw concepts downfield. You're not going to. It's super vanilla. In practice, they're going downfield. In practice, you know what I mean. And plus, the thing that the Bears have is they got that dude. They got that dude, DJ Moore. Man, that first practice, or I should say, it was the first practice. Dude, they hit him on a slant. He took it to the house. It was a house call. All right, you got that. You don't have to worry about throwing it 50, 60 yards in the air. You got that dude. All right. And that's gonna mean a lot. You really have to shade him, a safety over. You gotta double team him, because if not, man, this dude's special. I mean, you saw what Steve Smith said. He goes, they said they didn't do a job of, they haven't replaced me since I left until now when they drafted him over there and in Carolina. And this dude is special. So it's gonna be a situation where they're going to hit their downfield targets, but man, you can't just focus on that as a defense, because if you are, man, DJ Moore can go, all right, Velus Jones can go, Darnell Mooney can go, Tyler Scott can go. And let's not forget the concepts that they're running. This is the Green Bay concept. So we got a lot of crossers, a lot of picks, all right, whatever you want to call it. And all of a sudden, you imagine Tyler Scott and Velus as crossing. Whose guy goes over the top and is trailing? Good luck trying to catch one of those jokers with that purse snatching speed that they got.
Yeah, Velus just got to hold on to the ball.
It's not a punt.
Easy.
It's not
that Tennessee guy.
It's not a punt, so he's all right. It's not a punt. He'll be okay. He wasn't dropping any passes.
That's true.
It's the punts that we got to worry about.
Yeah, it is. Fully off my volunteer.
I like getting on Glenn and his volunteers. So you said, man. Shawn says 10 wins.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've lived in this town too long to get super excited.
PTSD, huh?
PTSD, absolutely, man. For me, if they can get 7-8 wins, I'll be happy.
Happy?
I'll be fine, because it is improvement. Because this roster still isn't all the way there.
It's not deep.
And if they
deep is probably not deep is probably the thing. Because what are they missing, Ez? What are they missing?
Their defensive line.
I don't know if I could agree with you on that.
On who? You got 2 rookies.
Okay, but it's not what. Just talk about our run stopper in the middle in Billings. That's his deal. You got a run stopper at the one technique at the nose guard, and that's the most. Okay. And then you got Justin Jones is good. I'm not putting a gold jacket on him. Trust me, I'm not putting him in all pro, but he made some plays. And you have Javon Dexter, and you got Zach Pickens himself. Now that dude showed out a lot. He's actually showed better in preseason than Javon Dexter. All right, so
I
you
don't-
got a nice little rotation. I'm okay with those guys rotating because you know why? Here's the thing: you're going to be able to collapse that pocket from the middle, and that's the most important thing. Because now that you got Ngakwe's coming off the side. We saw that joker. You're going to collapse it up the middle. That's where quarterbacks don't like that pressure up the middle, and it's gonna short arm some throws. Not gonna be able to follow through on some throws. Worried about hitting your hand on one of the offensive linemen's helmets. It's gonna be a big issue. Watch as the season goes on. Watch how the middle of that pocket collapses. Now quarterbacks can't step up. I'm not saying we got all pros. I'm saying it's a big improvement from what we had last year. I mean, granted, it was rock bottom.
I don't know. I don't know if we can say that yet.
I think it's a solid improvement. I think they'll be a lot better against the run on the interior. And I think what this is going to get, and this is the thing, and I've been saying, as much as this is on Justin, he needs to show this year, blah, blah, blah. I really think that coaches need to show this year.
Yeah.
And that's Eberflus as well as Getsy in particular. And
Williams.
I know, and Williams to a lesser degree. I don't know who's necessarily making all the calls, defensively. But Allen Williams is running Eberflus's defense for the most part. So I'm going to put that on Eberflus for the most part as well. So, but with that, it gives them more flexibility to do things that they really couldn't do last year. And you get that rotation, which is endemic to that type of defense being sustainable throughout the course of a game. And it gives you different packages you can use. Like their pass rush package is probably going to have something like Jervon and probably Zach in the inside. And you might have Ngakoue and Walker on the outside. And so you've got potential pass rush on the edges, but you definitely have some quickness up the middle as well and some length, which I think is going to be problematic. And then your second level with your linebackers, we already know that Edmonds and TJ are the real deal. So you got those guys patrolling that area, and I'm sure we all are enamored with the secondary and the potential that they have.
Linebacker in the secondary, I'm fine with. It's just that defensive front that is a little suspect. You guys talk about Ngakoue. Can you trust him to be a three down guy? No,
I didn't say 3 down. I literally said when it's pass rushing, when we with certain packages, when you want that pass rush and when it's third and long. So, now here's the thing: the defense has got to do better against the run. On the outside, when you're doing a run, you might have Billings and Justin on the inside, and you might have Jervon on the outside with Walker on the outside. So you may be able to stack up better and hold that edge a little bit better. And be better so you don't get gashed on the outside. And I think they'll be a lot stout in the middle. Again, we won't know until we see it play out. And it all depends on the teams that we're playing. Like when we play the Falcons, be rest assured that they're going to run the ball a whole damn bunch. And that's going to be something that's late in the season, but that's a team that we know is going to run the rock against us. When we play Kansas City, they're probably not going to run the ball as much. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on the types of teams we're playing when we're playing them. But I think we have an ability now to say, okay, we can be effective against the run with these guys, and we know we can be more effective when it's a long pass situations with these guys. We don't have to rock with the same guys for both situations. And that's something we definitely didn't have at all last year.
You don't see an improvement as? Or
that's not saying much though. I don't know. Not on the interior, no. And not even really on the outside. I don't see. Don't get me wrong. Ngakoue helps.
8 sacks.
Ngakoue helps.
And his name's not Ngakoue. You had a guy who had 8 sacks. His name's not Ngakoue. That's the other guy. All right. That's Walker. Walker had 8 sacks last year. So now not only do you get Ngakoue on one side, you got an 8 sack dude on the other guy.
Our leading sack guy was the safety last year.
Yeah,
4.
Yeah.
And he was the rookie. So I think that's an improvement.
Okay, it's improvement. But does that make you a good defense? I don't know.
I don't know yet. We got to find out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
We're just asking you to agree that it's an improvement. We didn't say that it was like, from 0 to 100.
I would hope that they would
top 3
get something.
Well, make that massive jump though.
And I'm not expecting a top 10 defense.
Mm-hmm.
I just want
improve
top 16.
Yeah. Give me top half. All right, if you're 17,
14 to 16,
14 to 17, I'm cool. Because let me ask you something. Let me ask you guys this: is it safe to say that we would all agree that the secondary was the strength of our defense last year?
Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
without a doubt.
Yeah, okay. and you saw they had toward the end of the season, once they went through their hard times and their hard knocks and their growing pains. All right, they started balling out. A lot of PBUs, not a lot of picks, a lot of PBUs though. A lot of PBUs. And what was the pass rush again like last year?
Well, they only
Zero.
had 80.
Exactly.
Yeah, they only had
0.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're talking about guys who have a lot of PBUs without a pass rush. Now you got Ngakoue, you got Walker, you have improvement on that defensive line. You have athletic linebackers. Tremaine Edmonds can get down there, which closes the gap that you in the middle of the field between him and that safety, which is Ball Hawk and Eddie Jackson. All I'm saying is that this defense is going to be better because of the fact that they've added talent. Okay, we've improved that defensive line, and believe me, I'm not putting them with the 85 Bears or the Purple People Eaters or the Vikings or the Ravens. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying they're better than they were last year, which was horrible. We can't even call them trash because that's an insult to trash and how bad they were.
Yes.
All right, but you're good. But if they get to 16, 17 from what were they, 36, 37th? I think
36, 37.
All right. So you get to the middle of the pack, and you don't think those boys back there are going to eat?
We'll see.
I
hope you guys are correct. I really do.
Anticipate them eating.
I hope you guys are correct.
You and me both.
I don't see it as of yet.
You'll believe. You'll be like, damn, Shawn, you were right. Like
I might.
Look, all I know is when Eberflus was with the DC with the Colts, I'm pretty sure most of us can't remember most of the guys that were playing on those defenses. And when he was there with the Colts, they beat the Chiefs. I want to say 2 out of 4 years that he was DC there. They beat the Chiefs. And one of those years, the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl. Not only that, but, and I've said it before, last year, Eberflus, when he was at DC, that pass rush, so to speak, or the defense was able to generate about 120 pressures on average. Okay, and they averaged about 14 and a half, 15 interceptions a year. I know the last year he was there at DC, they had 19. And as Shawn alluded to earlier, last year, our guys got a lot of PBUs, but they just got 14 interceptions last year. And that was with under 100, that was under us like about 86, 87 pressures they had as a team. They're going to be able to generate more than that this year, just on pressures alone. And they had 14 picks last year without much help. And now you've got better corners this year, and you've got guys with Tyreek Stevenson coming in, and you also have Terrell Smith. Both those guys are going to be able to, they're going to play a lot. And not to mention how much more comfortable we're going to have Gordon in the slot and Brisker and Eddie. So we even have some depth in the secondary as well. So, and our linebackers, like, I don't know if the linebackers picked off any ball. I mean, Roquan might have had the only pick as a linebacker this year, if I can recall. But I think our linebackers are going to add to that as well. Now, a lot of those interceptions were the DBs. I think this year you're going to see some more help with the linebackers and a lot of tips. You know, Javon Dexter, those guys in the middle getting their hands up, making the passing angles different, and Edmonds with his length in the middle of the field. I really see this defense being a fact. I think between 14 and 16 is right about where they're going to sit.
Just hope,
if not better.
Just hope the defensive linemen aren't sitting in the linebackers' laps. That's all I'm saying.
Well, keep in mind, too, look at that schedule. Look at who we're playing and look at the quarterbacks that we're facing. Outside of Patrick Mahomes and Herbert and Deshaun Watson, everybody else is very gettable. Very gettable. I mean, and forgettable. I mean, some of these guys, they give the ball away. I mean, Cousins. We even saw, if you watch quarterback on NFL on Netflix, you see Cousins a couple of times doing, oh no, throwing the guys like right in their arms. Like he is prone to throwing bad interceptions. Okay, we play him twice a year. Love still has to prove himself. Does some picks. Golf, he throws picks as well. That's 6 games we're playing with guys who are I should say easily, but have been known to give the ball up. And we should have a better defense this year. And then you play in the NFC South. Are we worried about Baker Mayfield? He gives the ball up. Desmond Ridder is still a young guy, he's played less games than Justin's. He's probably going to be prone to interceptions. And then you got a rookie in Bryce Young. We need him to throw interceptions. We need the Carolina Panthers to lose as many games as they possibly can.
What about the Vegas Raiders? Who's their quarterback?
Jimmy G.
Well, he may protect the ball.
When do we play them? Because he might not be available.
Exactly. He may not be available. It might be Aiden O'Donnell out there throwing passes. So, and then we play, and the reason why the Raiders have a different quarterbacks because he was throwing picks, so they weren't happy with him, and he's with the New Orleans Saints. Okay, so we know that Carr has prone to throwing interceptions as well. So, and then we're playing Sam Howell. I mean, guys, we're not facing so we're not facing the best the AFC has to offer. Okay,
we're not facing the 84 quarterback class.
We're not facing 84 quarterback class. We're not facing the 2023 AFC East and those quarterbacks. We're not facing them. We're not facing, outside of Deshaun Watson, we're not facing other guys. We're facing Lamar Jackson or Burrow. Hell, when we played Burrow, we picked his ass off 3 times. So I'm just saying, it's very possible that our defense should be able to show well, considering who we're playing. It's just a matter of whether or not and how soon as a team we can be linked together. We have that continuity amongst ourselves, and that we can be consistent with that. That, to me, that is the biggest hurdle that I can see that we have to overcome. That's us. You know what I'm saying? In terms of us getting and being a better us and defining who we are and what our identity is, offensively and defensively and collectively as a team.
I hope that the faith that you have comes to fruition. I really do. Hey, Shawn, before we let you go, man, give us your Super Bowl picks. Who's coming out of the AFC, who's coming out of the NFC, and who's your winner?
Man, AFC's it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. I don't know if I can. The easy, low-hanging fruit is Kansas City, but the AFC East, as much as I hate, I'm glad he's gone from our division. But he walked into a hornet's nest and then AFC East, and he's got a squad. And I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers. He's got a squad and a half.
Oh,
he got a squad and a half, man. He got a championship defense ready to roll. He's got Bryce, the running back. He's got a running game over there. He's got receivers over there.
Breece Hall.
Defense. Breece Hall. There you go. All right. Garrett Wilson.
And Dalvin Cook.
And Dalvin Cook now. I think it's going to be and Joe Cool in Cincinnati's ready is back. I say, man, I see him and Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game. Jets and Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. And if it's Jets and Bengals again, cool. If it's Jets and Bills again, I can see it. There's just so many teams in the AFC. The whole AFC East got stud quarterbacks. And it's just so I'll just for the sake of the question, man, one of those two, I'll just say, yeah. That's the AFC. Let me worry about the NFC. The NFC, damn. My Bears aren't close yet, unfortunately. Philly, but they got new coordinators, and let's not forget the continuity. How's that gonna affect their continuity? All right. I mean, Philly's probably the low-hanging fruit. San Fran and Purdy. Am I
tape? What that you talk earlier?
Anyone else?
Tape on them now.
Yeah, they do. They got tape on them. So let's see what you can do now that they're going to adjust to you. So I guess I don't want to go Philly. But I can't think of someone else who's going to come out of
Cowboys. Cowboys have a lot of talent, bro. Continuity's there.
Yeah, I don't know about that. They're like Detroit. They like to Dallas themselves. They like to do something that's going to screw them up. And next thing you know, by week 10, they're out of the playoff picture. Like what
dude, they've been winning 10+ games. They just can't win in the playoffs.
Well, that would be a problem to get to the Super Bowl. All right, man. Give me
Seattle. You feeling Seattle?
No.
Wow. Don't love for Geno, huh?
No. He's gonna come back down to earth. I'm happy he got his money. All right, man. I'm gonna go with
rematch. Yeah. That's what it sounds like to me. Super Bowl rematch.
Oh. No, I'll take Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. I'll just change it because I think it'll be the AFC Championship game is going to be something. The AFC Championship game. So Jets and Eagles, I guess. Kind of boring.
Green Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Boring. That'd be an exciting Super Bowl.
No, just because they're both favors, so they're both going to get there. Like I wish I could have had a hot take for you, like the Bears, and legitimate, but I can't argue that point. You know what I mean? I can't argue that. I say they might make the playoffs, but they ain't Super Bowl material yet. So I hate to be a little boring and
You could have said the Dolphins.
dude, Tua's gonna get another concussion, bro. I'm sorry.
They're teaching him how to fall now, though.
Yeah, he's got judo tricks. He knows how to fall. And then they
Yeah,
got Mike White.
When you're
They got Mike
falling,
White
and someone's
back
going at your waist, and you're falling, and you get hit. Dude, he should have gave it up a long time ago. I get it as a competitor, but that Joker, one more thing, his hands are gonna be all gnarled up again because that dude's gonna have some serious health issues, man. So he's one hit away from being a vegetable. So I'm not being facetious by any funny.
Wow, that's real.
That dude is one hit away from, oh shit, your wife's got to have to. You're gonna need a caretaker for the rest of your life. So, yeah, that's why I can't go with Tua.
They got Mike White backing them up.
Who, the guy from Illinois back in the 80s? Who?
The guy that the Jets liked instead of Zach Wilson. They liked him instead of Zach Wilson.
Yeah, that's messing with you. Yeah. I think if they can get a stud quarterback, I mean, Tua's good, but he's just got that one thing. I hope they can get a young guy, develop him. Dude, like, a Tyson Bagent would be great down there. Watch him playing with Tua behind Tua, and then that Joker get in there with that track team he got. Dude, Tyson Bagent would be. That's you're damn right, Glenn. That's why that Joker is not going to be on a practice squad.
He's not going to be on a practice squad.
Miami be like, gotcha.
Oh man, Shawn Sierra, Sports Zone Chicago. Thank you very much for joining us, man. We appreciate it,
guys. I had a blast, dude. I had a blast. Thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate you. No doubt.
Hey, thanks for coming in, Shawn. And again, don't blame us for tomorrow when you're sleeping on the show, man. That's
I damn sure will. All right, guys. Hey, make sure you guys, if you guys are anyone's watching, you can join me tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 11, excuse me. Central Time, Facebook, YouTube. Go check it out on our YouTube channel, our mobile app, and also again on our Roku channel. So if you have a Roku TV in the house, please download the Sports Zone Chicago tile. We go live there. All of our shows go live there. I'll be live there tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 11. So talking Bears, talking my dumbass White Sox they got balked off today. Did you see it?
Man, come on, man.
Dude.
The only reason why I was happy to get balked off so I can come back in and do the podcast. It was about to go into extras. I was like, these
dude, you're up 6-0.
Yeah.
6-0.
Saw it coming.
Man, I was like, and when I saw it coming, when Frank said, "Oh yeah, we got this. We should have this." I was like, "No, Frank, you just did it. You're a mush, Frank. You're a mush. Get in the closet. Get in the closet." No.
Oh man,
that's a good reference there.
I'm a guy, man. You know how we do. We always
sir.
References, man. So yeah. So my White Sox. I think I'm going to one more game. Because see, you're a fan, as you're a Sox fan, and so you look pain.
I gotta go to. I have to go to one more. My mom wants to go check out a game, so I got to go to one more. But if it wasn't for that, nah.
I'm going to one.
I was done. I was done with this team in April.
Yeah.
Only reason I went, the last game I went to was the shooting game, and the only reason I went there because I went for the
concert.
Yes,
you
and then they
canceled.
Vanilla
Ice.
Yes, Vanilla Ice, Tone Loc, and Rob Bass. Come on, man. That's 2 songs per man. 6 songs. We're talking half hour, 45 minutes max. Come on, man. And then they had beer sales all the way to the end of the 9th inning too. Man, I got there in the 8th because I wasn't going. I got there in the 8th. Dude, I'm telling you, I live in Orland Park. I drove from Orland Park all the way down to Archer and Ashland, parked in the Mariano's parking lot, walked to 35th, hopped on the bus. All right, because I'm on the boot list, so I ain't trying to get this.
I hear you.
So I got to the game, like, all right, cool, man. I had people were there. I got there like 7. I was like, I'll get there 7th, 8th. Got in there in the 8th inning, like perfect. Getting ready for my concert, and I got canceled. Man.
It's like the White Sox season. Cancel.
Yeah. No, they should cancel it. They should literally, you know what? We're done. End of story. We don't need to finish the last 30-something games. We're done. We're done. Hey, meet our new GM. Same as the old GM.
Don't get me started.
Don't get me started, dude.
Uh-huh.
Now, man, I can't even go to sleep, dog, because I'm fired up. Fired up. I have to go work out or something, dude. Hey, but thanks for having me, man. I had a blast. It was awesome, man. Anytime I get to talk sports, it's fun, man. And talking with you guys was a really good time, man. Good
Hey
time.
man,
Appreciate
glad to have you
Yes,
on, man. Thank you very much.
appreciate you.
All righty. Take
Take
care
it
now.
easy.
Appreciate you.
All right. Good stuff from Shawn Sierra, Sports Zone Chicago. Gotta check them out. Good stuff over there. I've listened to him before. Outstanding content. Let's get our season predictions in before we get out of here. Let's start with the AFC East. Who's winning that division? Glenn, you're up.
Man, that is a tough one.
You said AFC?
AFC East.
Yeah. You know what? I'm taking a page out of Sean's book, man. I think Rodgers might be the MVP this year, so I'm going to go Jets.
Jets.
Yep.
Smoke, who you got?
Bengals. Bills.
All right.
Going chalk. Always going chalk. Oh, that's probably very smart. Very smart.
I'm going to go with the Jets as well.
What?
Jets.
I'm
AFC
not-
Jets. I'm rooting for the Jets. One game.
AFC North.
I'm going Ravens, man.
Smoke, who you got?
I'm going Bengals.
And I'm going to
Steelers?
stick with you. I'm going with the Bengals.
I'm tracking all these. Usually don't, but I'm putting them in my notes.
AFC South. Glenn, who you got?
Man, the Titans have made it interesting, but I don't think they're deep, so I'm going to go Jags.
Yeah, I put that in before you even said it.
Smoke, you going with the Jags as well?
I'm going Jags too.
That's such a bad division.
It is.
It is. It's terrible.
I'm going with Jacksonville as well. I'm gonna go with Trevor.
And do we need to?
Trevor
Do the last
Lawrence. And the AFC West.
I don't think we need to do it.
Dude, Jimmy G. He don't lose, baby.
Yeah,
He knows the system.
I put Chiefs for everybody, so
Broncos, let's ride. Let's ride. Broncos. Yeah, Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chief as well.
Go with the chefs.
All right, let's go NFC East.
I'm going to go to Washington. No, I'm going to go Eagles. Although no
Cowboys.
team is, that makes sense, man. No team is repeated in the East in I don't know how long.
I'm going to go Eagles. NFC South.
South. Man, dude, you asked me this 5 months ago. I say Saints without even thinking about it. Atlanta intrigues me.
This is an interesting. I don't like this division.
Yeah, I know, right? They're equally around the same, though. But different. There's no Kamara. See, the things about the Saints like throws me off a little bit. And they're older team. You know what, man? Who won it last year? The Bucks won it last year, right?
7-9. Plus 8.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Atlanta. I gotta go Saints. I want to say Falcons, but I'm gonna go Saints.
I'm going Saints as well.
And I'm going with the Dirty Birds.
I don't blame you, man. I really like the Falcons this year.
NFC West.
I'm gonna go Seahawks.
I second that. I'm going Seahawks as well.
And I'm going with the 49ers.
Fighting Brock Purdy's, huh?
Yep. I think Bosa will be back
See if old,
at some point, and yeah,
see
that's
if
a
New
tough
Alarm
defense.
can. Yeah, well, it's gonna be a tough elbow trying to make passes downfield. They play it to not go past 25 yards passing the ball.
And the North.
What's the other? Oh, the South or the West. No, what is it? Oh, our division.
Yeah, NFC
I'm
North.
gonna go Packers.
Really?
Oh,
Yep.
sticking to Aaron Rodgers. I'm going
Lions.
Vikings.
What?
I don't.
I thought.
It's Lions getting too much love.
Wow. Well, they don't earn it. They deserve it. I mean,
I mean,
you dress like you got the Lions. Look at your
no,
Hawaiian
no,
booty. You
no,
got
no,
on.
no, 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 sir.
I'm going with the Lions.
I think that's the only one where we all agree differently.
Yeah.
That's the only one. And the Bears will win it. We'll both look like eggs on our
right.
face.
No, I would be so happy.
wanted to, but nope.
I'd be so happy. AFC wildcard teams.
AFC wild cards.
Wild. It's what, 3 wildcard teams?
Two
right?
wild cards. Two.
No, 7 teams make the playoffs.
It's 3.
It's 3?
Yeah, it's 3.
Yeah, seven teams make the playoffs.
Oh,
right?
that's right. You're right. Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna go Bills. Browns. And this is tough. Steelers.
Ooh. No Bengals making the playoffs.
I don't think they make the playoffs this year.
Wow.
I think Joe Burrow's going to be hurt off and on all year.
Wow. Well, I'm going Dolphins.
Makes
Ravens. And
Chargers.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Chargers. Hell no. The AFC South ain't getting 2 teams in. I'm going to go Chargers.
All right.
Keep in mind, the Titans got to play Houston and what's the other team?
Colts.
Houston and the Colts twice. That's like 4 games right there. They might walk up on them. They split with the Jags. That's 5 wins right there.
Then they gonna win the division. They ain't getting 2 teams in from that division.
I'm gonna go Bills. I'm gonna go Bills, Bengals, and Chargers out of the AFC. NFC wild cards.
Made the playoffs last year. Y'all know every year there's like several different teams in the playoffs. Like it hasn't has changed. Just throwing it out there. So what are we doing now?
NFC wild card.
NFC wild card. What did I say? I see. So I'm gonna go Cowboys. I'm gonna go Lions. And I'm gonna go with 49ers.
I'm going to go Niners, Eagles, and Bears.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Man. Do you believe?
Wow. Let's see. I am going to go
Bears.
I'm going to go Vikings.
Y'all be loving the Vikings. I don't understand that.
I don't
Okay.
love them. I just think Detroit's gonna too much expectations now.
Dude, them fools had 11 games they won by one score. That shit ain't gonna happen again.
It
Vikings,
ain't, but
Cowboys, and
Cowboys. Too much talent on the Cowboys. Giants.
hell no. They were just as bad as the Vikings. 9 games of
Their
one
def-
score games.
Their defense is gonna
Man,
be
fuck
pretty
that.
nice.
They got Daniel Jones. I don't give a damn.
Dude, you saw what
They
Dave
praising
what's
this
his
guy.
name?
He threw 15 touchdowns. I don't want to hear him. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear Daniel Jones. People is praising this guy for he only threw 5 picks. He only threw 15 touchdowns. Like the fuck? Like
What's the
man.
coach? What's the head coach's head coach got Josh
Brian
Allen, right?
Daboll.
Yeah, Dayball got Josh Allen, right? You know,
That's what they want us to believe. They had a last place schedule last year, just like the Bears gonna have this year. They by Giants gonna get pounded on this season. I just need Saquon to last him with fantasy team.
I'm going Vikings, Cowboys, Seahawks.
It took a long time to get that last one there.
Well, I was waiting for y'all. Y'all were talking, man.
Okay.
I didn't
Very
want to
polite of
interrupt
you.
you guys.
Very polite of you.
AFC champs.
AFC
AFC
champs.
champ.
I have the Ravens.
Wow.
Ooh.
All right. Smoke.
I'm going. What the hell do I get in the playoffs?
Chiefs. You ain't picking a wild card
Mm.
team to go to the Super Bowl.
I'm about to throw you off. I'm taking
Chargers.
the Dolphins. The Dolphins.
Dolphins. Okay. From your lips to Tua's head.
This is all predicated on
And,
him staying healthy.
I'm going chalk. I'm going with the Chief.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I just want it to be extremely different this time around.
Yeah, I feel you.
NFC champ.
AFC champs. Champs. Not making the playoffs. Champs. I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I got a mighty birds of prey in the Super Bowl. Which athletic black quarterback will win this year?
You know what? I got to change mine. Can I change Dolphins?
It's not too late.
I'm going Bengals.
Bengals. I think you're better off with the Dolphins. Bengals. Okay.
Just don't want to do the Chiefs again. In my NFC, the Cowboys. Just figure I need to put a team that I think can beat the Cowboys.
I almost went Cowboys.
And
Chiefs and Vikings.
just to be different again, I'm gonna go Lions.
Lions to the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl? Man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
But hey, I thought the Cardinals going to Super Bowl was funny once in my lifetime too. As
And
were the Buccaneers.
Super Bowl champ, Glenn, what you got?
I have, just these two teams. You would think I'd have an easy answer.
Yeah. Should already have that.
Yeah, you would think. I don't know. Come back to me. I'm really struggling with that one.
Smoke.
I'm gonna go Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Really?
I think history is going to be made. I'm going with the Detroit Lions to win the
We
Super
got the
Bowl.
week 1 matching up in the Super Bowl.
People are gonna laugh at our picks and say, "You guys are out of your damn mind." I'm gonna go Eagles.
I just pray none of my Cowboys.
That's funny.
Fans.
Neither one of us, as big as the AFC is, neither one of us is big enough AFC to win the Super Bowl. None of the three of us. That's hilarious.
Just pray none of my Cowboy friends watch this episode. They be like, "Oh, see, I knew you liked us." Hey, man.
All right. And then before we get out of here, let's get our 3 picks in for week 1.
Okay, I'm gonna go Nebraska, Colorado. I'm gonna go take Colorado. I think they're gonna put a whooping on them.
Colorado -3.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Hurricane +4.5 against the Aggies, and then do a pro game. Anybody see what the Lions and Chiefs are?
-5.
Chiefs are -5. I mean, yeah, Chiefs are -5. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs.
Kelsey out.
Wait, hold on. Let me hold off on that. Wait a second. Lions might fuck around. I'm gonna take the Ravens -10 against the Texans. I think they might win by 17.
I'm gonna go race all pro. Jacksonville -5 over Indy. Bears -1.
Home dog, huh?
They're favorite.
No. That favorite. My bad.
And I'm gonna actually go Houston +10.
Man, see, game. Let me just always gotta.
I'm gonna take James Madison.
Thought about that one, dude. I really thought about that one. I think they're gonna win that one.
-6 against Virginia.
I saw how bad Virginia looked.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Colorado -3 against Nebraska, and I'm gonna take the Vikings -6.
I don't think I've heard Vikings mentioned so much on this podcast today that I have it. And all the weeks combined.
At home against the Bucks.
They're -6 against the Bucks.
Yeah.
The Bucks are gonna win that one outright. Watch. Bucks surprise the world. That'd be the upset. There's always that first week upset no one expects.
Well, we'll see.
I'm just being hateful. I have no idea what's going to.
Hey, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Easy Smoking the GM podcast. We greatly appreciate it. You can catch our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio. You can also catch us at hp53productions.com. Yo, Glenn.
Yep.
Please take us out.
Hey, like we always say here on Easy Smoking the GM podcast, we ain't saying we're right, but we sure as hell don't think we're wrong.
We'll catch you next week.